I've taken some time to reflect on this. He's a stubborn man who tends to double down when he feels...
I agree. My master Nephis says the same.
So you've heard all you need to hear about the Temple of Sight. My own memories of this place are hazy, though. Probably... I do remember having some fleeting moments of profound emotion when I was still young then. And all I could understand was that there was a strong will inside my mind. The power that came to inhabit my spirit was probably one of the cornerstones of their whole faith. So if the will and might of her...
You're not gonna give in to their demands, are you? Surely there has to be...
No. I have no intention of returning it. I need this power to protect him, so I will challenge them head-on. And win the right to wield the...
This reminds me of something Alhaitham mentioned to me just before we left. Kaveh has made similar observations about the desert tribes from his work trips there. He says many of them have their own internal rules. They talk about the importance of never... I think we could turn that to our advantage. Go...
Wow, and just...
Looks like we have the same idea. Turn it back on them now while we still can. In terms that they cannot...
Great. And I know just how to start the conversation. Let's go find Setha.
Go!
Sethos.
Have you made up your mind?
We'll get to that, but first, I have some degree of...
I have no objections, although we do have our own... Follow me. Keep your voices down.
Let's talk outside. Bamoon has fallen into a deep coma, and he appears to have sustained a serious injury in his youth, which is regretfully, I must inform you that...
Yeah.
You're his heir, aren't you? You clearly have a lot of respect for the man. Wait, so tell me how we can end this on your terms.
Yeah, there's no time to waste here.
You know, the two of you are actually in a very similar predicament right now.
Right. And you didn't create this situation.
You're right. We both look... I accept, Sino. Legend has it that when Hermanubis first arrived in Tuletula, he sparred with the city's residents. That group of supporters were some of the first members of the Temple of...
Sounds very fitting.
As a fellow vessel of Hermanubis, your ties to the Temple of Silence run deep.
3 against 3.
However, I have some additional terms. As the challengers, letting Cyrus leave with one of the Ba fragments was a mistake, made by my grandfather out of pity. It is a long...
None needed. If I win, the Temple of Silence must... If you win.
It's a deal. Then...
Well, after...
There never was. Turning back hasn't been an option.
You have to win. You need this power. Both as General
Yeah, that's right! Besides, it stayed with you ever since you were a small
Both, yeah. When you put it that way.
Exactly!
The Traveler and I will never...
And neither shall. The desert was home to an ancient and great civilization that, for a variety of reasons, fell out with the city. But there must be personal factors at work here, too. I can't shake the feeling that Bamoon cares for many more things than he lets on.
Billy Churl.
We gather on this day to perform once more the rite of duel. This is our most sacred of ceremonies, and no disruption from the representing the temple of...
Grandfather, you're here.
A rite of duels, after all.
I know what I'm doing, Grandfather.
Representing the Academia, the...
Ready. We will fight.
Warriors, take your positions, and we come not to debate what brings our challengers here, nor what will become of the defeated duelist.
Huh? Are you sure?
I agree. She's very strong.
Okay, then you're...
Sure.
We have decided.
So have we.
Duelists of the first bout, please step forward.
Don't forget, safety first! Hey, you there! You better play nice with her, or Paimon will make you regret it!
A little bit too much chatter from the audience over there.
Hey! Ha! Duh! Duh! Ha! Duh! Duh! Ha! Duh!
A swift end to the first bout. When you're both ready,
Let's begin.
watch out!
He drank plenty of water before the battle, so he should be fine.
One with the force. I hear everything. Keep up. Can't see? Keep up. I'll uproot you!
Thus ends the second bout. We will...
I'm ready.
So am I.
This is the final stage of the rite. When you're both...
I am Sethos. For many years, we have kept our covenant with Lord Hermanubis by guarding the secrets of King. We earnestly sought Lord Hermanubis's wisdom and power. Now, I will fight.
I am Sino, General Mahamatra of the Academia, student and successor of Cyrus. And you, I think you left some things unsaid. This is a sacred duel.
Everyone. My grandfather is a wise leader. He is also known to be a ruler, but our faith has held us back for too long. After times have changed, the people of Sumeru are happy. Then I thought of you, Sino. You and I, each Ba fragment of Hermanubis stands for something different. I once thought that the nature of our fragments must be what...
I am more than just a warrior.
Exactly.
The name Hermanubis has left its mark on both of us. So show me your answer, Sino. Show me I can be more than my faith. Bring it on!
That's all you've got? What happened is searching for your answer. Fight's over. Do you yield?
You won.
Well then, looks like you found your answer.
I give his glory to you.
I've seen that light. That is the light of our Lord, the great Hermanubis, priest over all other priests. His spirit dwells within that lightning, and his will lives on. Once a warrior of Tynar, he emerged from the barren desert sands to serve the god king Al-Ahmar. After the death of the god king, Hermanubis gathered his followers and the Tynarian priests and led them to the city of Tule-Tula. There, they founded the Temple of Silence, and from that day forth, we became stewards of all knowledge that survived from King Deshret's civilization. Barely a century passed before war ravaged the desert. One by one, Eremite leaders took up arms against each other in battles that would devour what little remained of their civilization. Only the wise city of Tule-Tula was spared under the guiding hand of the Tynarians. But peace did not last. Coveting the knowledge of King Deshret, the beasts set their eyes on Tule-Tula. The king of Gurabad laid siege to the city and ordered the sages to surrender to him the Temple of Silence as proof of his victory. The ruling elite colluded with their oppressors, betraying the temple so as to hold on to their rule over the city. They declared that the knowledge guarded by the temple was the true cause of corruption. These were dark days, and we faced enemies on all sides. Our Lord had long since exhausted his strength, keeping the forbidden knowledge introduced by King Deshret at bay. To ensure the temple's continued survival, he broke his being into many pieces and began the ceremony of Hermanubis' legacy, bestowing his power upon his mortal followers. With this power, the temple was able to defeat the tyrant's army. Yet, we were not hailed as heroes. Strange and unfamiliar as this power was, it struck fear into the people's hearts and drove them to reject us. In the end, the people of the temple and the Tule-Tula Tainarians left the city for good and made their way to the rainforest. What followed next was inevitable. The elite of Tule-Tula fell and were decimated. War engulfed the desert. And we wandered from place to place, always in hiding, all the while keeping close watch over our secrets and staying true to our mission. Betrayal forced us out of the desert and into the forest. Then mistrust drove us from the forest into the desert once more. We have lived in exile for far, far too long. Yet, today, the Temple of Silence has borne witness to the glory of Hermanubis once more. Thank you.
How is it? Do you feel...
Grandfather.
Hey, Sethos.
I know.
I guess you were prepared?
Yeah. He's been on death's door. At least, he was able to see the...
What's next for you?
Per my grandfather's last wishes. The Temple of Silence should submit to whoever...
But that's never going to work, as I did foresee this possibility, and I gave it some thought. The fact is, Sethos, were it not for this duel, or indeed if you had other intentions, the Ba fragments would most likely... I do.
Still, I didn't think Bamoon looked very surprised by...
Well, in any case, Sethos, I would like you to succeed Bamoon as the new leader...
But... it doesn't...
No, it doesn't. That's a much bigger deal than you might think, Sethos. You said yourself.
I will try. To be honest...
Actually, part of me wonders whether Bamoon's it that way. No matter who won, one of us would have to had you won. The temple, and were I to win. He correctly anticipated that I wouldn't suddenly drop everything to become... He knew that the temple's future would depend not just on the guidance of Hermanubis, but the support of the Academia. His plan meant that whoever ended up succeeding him, they would have an easier time interacting with the Academia. With what?
And here I thought the General Mahamatra wouldn't care for all these. You're absolutely right. Grandfather and I considered this from every angle. Thank you for everything, Sino. As a gesture of our gratitude, to those that you and Lesser Lord, the Temple of Silence has a wealth of information on King Deshret's civilization, but you must be exceedingly careful with your selection of candidates. By the way, Tainari, my grandfather was so happy. The story goes that King Deshret chose the sage Hermanubis he went on to fight many valiant battles with his Tainarian companions. The Tainarians who left Tule-Tula joined their human counterparts in the rainforest. A few centuries later, in all likelihood.
How fascinating. My father once mentioned that I was named after the Tainarians.
I like this story.
By the
Yes. Cyrus. You'll probably...
If it's true that you and your grandfather really planned for everything to turn...
Who knows? Perhaps all of us. You...
Someone's got to make the decisions. I will make a detailed report on all of this to Lesser Lord Kusanali. I'm sure you'll have lots to attend to in the days ahead. But once things return to normal, if we're going to work together, both...
I will. All right. Well...
See you soon. Come hang out with us anytime.